So I'm going to take a photo of you guys here. I actually have an app that turns everybody naked. And yeah, that was a bad idea. Okay, let's get started here. So it didn't help at all. So I don't really know what's up with this. I guess it was kind of a self-portrait. My hair was a little bit shorter back then. I've made a career in animation for the last 12 years. Fortunately, I found something that my dad can approve of. I sort of had an upbringing where he would always tell me I could never make any money in art, so I've proved him wrong, which is pretty good. And yeah, next slide. So this is not my work. It's kind of how I used to draw after 3 years of fine arts and studying at the Vancouver Film School. After all the rules I was taught in animation, this is sort of how, everyone kind of drew. They wanted to be like Disney. And this is how I started out drawing. And I was working in animation. I had a very bad ski accident that shattered my drawing hand. And so I was unable to draw. I lost my job as an animation director at the time, working on a TV series. And so I trained myself with the left hand, and I had to simplify my design. Next one. And this was simplifying my design completely. And as a child, I had a bit of a dark upbringing. And the way that I escaped any kind of darkness in my childhood was through humor. And that translated into my drawing, and luckily I've been able to find a living doing it. Okay, next slide. I really enjoy characters, the younger generation, I guess hipsters, whatever kind of category you would like to define, but I've always loved studying characters and personality of characters, and this is a little guy that I was really simplifying my shapes and my color schemes and everything. Next. One of my favorite pastimes in high school, skateboarding, just a quick little doodle. Okay, next there. This is a self-portrait I did. Also had shorter hair back then, but just experimenting with a lot of textures and really breaking away from that regimented Disney style. Okay, next. So when I was laid up in bed for about a year without a job, I was on medical employment insurance. I developed a series, and the idea of the series, every character had a musical instrument part to do with them. And this is just a few poses I've done. So the character on the top, his name's Barn, and he has every string instrument to his avail inside of his red wagon. The guy underneath, his name's Honk. Every time he hops up and down, that's how he communicates. He's somewhat of a dim-witted character. Next. This is Wham. She's the drummer in the group. You can go to the next one. This character's name is Snarf. He's most like myself. Unfortunately, I stopped, my maturity level kind of stopped at age 13. So luckily I found a career that supports that. This guy, he's a bass character, and his nose strings are the strings, obviously, for the instrument. Okay, next. This is an environment that Honk is in. As I developed the series, we actually had a deal with a network in a distribution company, Hit Entertainment. They do Barney's World and everything. And they optioned the show, and they kind of told me it had to be a little more, it had to have more environment and everything else. And I didn't like the direction it was going in, so that deal is done now. So I'm just kind of still experimenting. All right, next. Wow, this time goes really fast. A little bit more of I really like abstract art, so this is one of my more abstract pieces. Next. Once again, a little more abstract. All right, next. I love color and abstract robots. Next. I really like offsetting dimensions of characters, and I find it makes it a lot more interesting than having all the proportions perfect. And I think I probably had a few glasses of wine when I drew that. Next, a little bit more of the same thing. Okay, we'll go to the next one. We're running short. I still want to show you guys some animation. Keep going. This is another series I was thinking of developing, stepping it up in the age category. The Honk Barn was a little more of a preschool audience, so this one, you can go to the next one. Yeah, so also experimenting with people and just the awkward moments in life. Keep going. This is a show specimen that I'm working on now, working on developing and getting a series together for an online market on YouTube and that sort of thing. Okay, we'll skip to the next one. There's a lineup of the characters that I'm currently animating. I've got about 2-minute shorts that I'm working on. I haven't even done the first one for this, so keep going, just to turn around to the characters, different mouth positions, all this technical, boring stuff. Keep going. This is my daughter and I shopping at Thrifty's. She really liked it there. She got a free balloon. I don't know what this is about. Sorry, I can't really comment on this. It's just weird, one of those weird mood days. Let's watch the first episode of Honk Barn. I think we should watch some cartoons.
I do recall one incident. There was a Japanese couple. They were growing vegetables in the Okanagan Mission. They hired this one fellow from the coast. He was living in a shack on their place. And one night, a bunch of vigilantes they were from mostly mission residents, apparently, gave him something like 10 minutes to get his things together, and they took him into Chinatown, what was known as Chinatown in those days, and they dumped him off there and told him that if he came back there, he'd have to suffer some pretty dire consequences.